let's make this pretty. And to do that, we're going to bring in, let's start with an Omnilight.
I'll tell you the temptation of not going nom nom Omnilight.
Let's start with an Omnilight. Okay, so this is not how I would like to see, but just to show what we can do here. If I put the shadows on, and I don't want open white lighting. Sorry, that's a theater thing. I don't want pure white lighting because you don't really see that in nature. So I'm going to take a slightly warmish thing like that. Okay, great. So far, so good, right? This is just lighting. Like, this looks slightly different to Godot 3 because we're using a different engine. Let's start putting in the fun thing. So the big one is SDFGI, and that's going to calculate the light bounces, but we can help it along by putting on SSIL. And I'm also going to put on some reflections and some ambient occlusion, and let's put some glow on as well. Okay, so all I've done is I've just told Godot, put on all your lighting techniques at once with a single Omnilight that shows shadows, right? It's not an interesting light, but let's take a look at how that's going to look.
Can I just jump in quickly for a bit of terminology? Yep. So anything with SS on the front of it is nothing to do with German World War II stuff. It is all to do with screen space. So when you have screen space reflections or screen space ambient occlusion, what's critical with that is it's only going to do what's on the screen at the time. So if you've got a really monolithic tower blocking out sunlight, but it's off your screen, the shadow or the ambient occlusion that it may cast would disappear if there was such a thing as SSS, which would be like the screen space shadows.
So we have a pretty boringly lit thing. It's a bit more lighting. Right? It's a simple, slightly off-white thing to look slightly warm, but nothing else is lit. So let's start doing this with some different Om-Nom-Nom lights built on torches. Now, the torches I have are from the Dungeon Asset Pack that we made, and they are still Godot 4 particles. So we're actually going to change those a little bit. So let's go down to, where's my torch?
Flame Lizard says that you'll probably like it even more when Clayjon finishes his work on the lighting with the physical light units.
Oh yeah, no, I'm desperately looking forward to it. Like, what I like about this is it's already a really mature lighting and effects engine, but it's visually distinct from Unreal and Unity. So it's not trying to reinvent the wheel; it's just trying to do its own thing. Now we're using very, very flat. In fact, we don't have textures; we have blank colors with a very stylized look, right? So they're not all going to look like this. So you're not going to be stuck with a cartoony look. We wanted a cartoony look, which is why we've got them in. Okay, so let's play a little bit with this light and part. Actually, you know what? That light is pretty good. Let me just check how we're doing here. Did I already fix these? I think I might have done.
Maybe. Good evening, BB Game Dev. And Roterick says, Omnilight is the little light bulb in the fridge. Is it not?
It is. That's exactly what it is. Although you should not eat it.
Or lick it.
Just, bear with me one moment. Process material. Yes. Okay. I've already fixed these. Great. So some things to look at here. What am I bringing in? Well, we looked at some basic particles a few weeks back. So all I've got is this soft edge circle coming in here. And it's just a billboard effect. So if I look over at our material, excuse me, Kat, I need you not to do that. No, off the keyboard. Thank you so very much. It's unshaded. I've got some alphas. I'm not adding them together. I could do if I wanted it a bit brighter. So let's put it like that. And as you can see with the SGFGIs, we've got a little glow halo around the lights already. But the important one is here, particle billboard, because these are just quads, right? So you can only see them from one angle. I don't want to just put billboard because then we won't get a lot of the particle effects that we need. And I certainly don't want Y billboard. So always make sure particle billboard. Because that way, if you want to scale things up and down, if you want to animate the sprites in there, all of that will come through. I also want to not receive shadows. Now, it shouldn't be doing that anyway because it's unshaded. And cast shadow is off, right? Because it's fire. Great. Some other fun things that we've just put that they've recently put in, the one that they've recently put in that I really love is Turbulence. Now, Turbulence is amazing. So right now, here's our particle, right? It's quite thick at the top. It's coming in a bit. There's a little bit of randomness in how long each particle lasts, but it's pretty simple. If we put in Turbulence, it's using a noise texture to simulate a breeze. And the difference that makes on our level is actually kind of phenomenal. It's a very, very subtle thing, but it's a very cool subtle thing. So let's put that a bit there and just get this lit a bit better. Let's put in Stone Brazier. There we go. I made a particle for that too. And I'll take you through that particle in a little bit. Let's just move you to here. Thank you. And doodle. All right. I don't currently have movement controls on my character, so I should probably do that because I was trying to make this a navigation thing. So instead of a navigation thing, let's get rid of navigation agent. Let's get rid of this raycast. Don't need those. Let's get rid of the script. Let's not give it a new script. Let's change what type it is. So change type. You are now a character body 3D, which I believe should have the built-in script.
Whilst you're just having a look at that, Genko says, for anybody interested in stylization and wants to know more or understand it better, 80.lv, 80 level, has a pretty good article on it. Yes, I love that site. Absolutely gold mine of information.
Okay, so I've apparently just
Bex Flame Lizard, take care.
Full disclosure, I haven't used the pre-built character script before, so I'm just checking that that's a thing. Okay, it's reversed. That's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take doohickey here and rotate by 180 and take our camera and add as a child of the character, and let's go for a walk. Okay, this is very, very simple. There's no turning. There's just strafing. This is the built-in character script. Obviously, you're supposed to do it, but it's just to show you what this looks like moving around. The torches are a bit high, but already just with 4 light sources, we've got a lot more character in here. But wait, Mikey.
There's more.
There's more.
We have a question whilst you're going back to the editor. What is the difference between using the node for the level versus using the spatial node?
The spatial node is gone.
There we go.
Node 3D is the new spatial. The node as opposed to node 3D, if that's your question, node has no positional information. So if I take a look at our node 3D and look at the documentation, we can see what it inherits, right? So what's happening here is it inherits basic node and then adds in the following properties and methods. So it has access to everything in node, which is all of this stuff. So you can get path, you can get is processing, you can get print tree, you can get whatever else from within a node 3D, but it is node plus this. That's why when you do a script, the first thing you'll see on your script is extends something. This is the old script. Let's take a look at the existing script. Extends character body 3D. What does that mean? It means it is a character body with extra bits. Okay, so that's the main difference. It's going to have a bunch of spatial information, a bunch of coordinates. Technically, I don't actually need it for a level. It would work just fine as a node as opposed to a node 3D, but I've got it in there. However,